Networking isn't just about having a couple of beers or swapping a business card and saying, that's it, we're friends now. What can you do for me? It's not. It's about how you grow your Treasury career, pay it forward and help others. That's how I built my career, and that's how you guys should in Treasury as well. Hi, I'm Mike Richards from the Treasury Recruitment Company. Funnily enough, I say that I wasn't actually a natural born networker when I first ever started. It was a skill. I had to build it. And when you can, and you Treasury guys can as well, it makes a real difference to your career. When I talked on this week's newsletter, I talked about Chris, who's a natural networker. He's not. He's told me before. He's worked at it. It's a work skill. When he meets someone, as I talked about in the newsletter, he writes some notes. He'll talk to someone else interrupts, sorry, give me a second. And he'll write some notes about that person. And then afterwards, he does a really good follow-up with them. Why? Because he's built a network. As I described, that's helped him get every role he's ever got without using a recruiter. His opportunities come to him. You could do the same, that they can actually do this. So I've also been asked this week about the state of the market. It's been a nervous market. We've got obviously tariffs happening. People are just waiting for stormy times of settling. Plus also on the back of a lot of people getting their first decent bonus in a year or so. And so that's actually making things a little bit quieter. But what can you do in the meantime? Well, you could start to network with people. I know, I had to get that one in there. You could also listen to a podcast each and every week. You could start to get your CV resume ready. You can send those things through. The market is starting to, in the UK, particularly starting to come back. US, Joe's getting a little bit busier. There's some more opportunities, but they're taking longer timeframes. When we're having to talk to HR people, we're just hitting Easter now. It's taking a little bit longer to actually come through. So, as I say, I talked about networking and building on that, but building those relationships. And I wanted to come back to that actually, because it was something that stuck with me. I got an email just a couple of days ago. Hi, when can we talk? I'm like, well, no, sorry. Just haven't spoken to this person. They've said, look, I'm interested in a job move. When can we talk? It wasn't actually any kind of warm introduction. And then also there was a follow-up request to help me with their network. And they wanted me to get involved in some events and everything else. So I was like, whoa. And at first, my first reaction was actually one of standoffish. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. Gave it some time. And then I thought, actually, yeah, I've gone back and I've offered to help, trying to give some advice. Trying to do that as well with a number of people keep coming to me who are not in Treasury. And they say, oh, I want to get into Treasury. You can help me. Get me into Treasury now. I'm like, okay, have you got any relevant skills? No, I've never worked in Treasury, but I can do it. I can do it tomorrow. I'm like, okay. I'm just saying the market itself is a bit tough at the moment. I think people will start. If you can cross-train where you are or develop your skills, that's an upcoming newsletter as well. We try and give some more advice. That's what we're about, trying to do that. On the other hand, who is a good networker? Ricardo Shu. Big shout out to Ricardo. He is always thoughtful, engaged, adds value in the comments, and you guys can. He's always there. One of the first people to give a thumbs up. Really appreciate your support, Ricardo. So thank you very much. Big shout out for you. And that's what networking and relationships are all built upon. And if you want to shout out on this, give me a shout. So what can you do better? Show up consistently, comment, like, and share, do all that stuff. Don't just be real. Don't always have to polish comments and stuff. Post about some of the stuff you've done. Get out there as well. Upcoming, Houston. I wanted 40 or 50 people in the room. We've got 68 people in the room in Houston. It's going to be amazing. Do that, then straight down to San Antonio to Texpo. Keep being asked, do we do stuff in the UK? Yes, Katie and I are still doing stuff in the UK. Doesn't mean that I can't go around the world. You guys do it, so we can do this. And it means that if I meet some US clients, as I'm actually going to be doing, a couple of them are interested about how they expand their operations in the UK and Europe. That's right. If you're interested, we've got US clients who want support and they want staff in the UK and Europe. I wonder why I go across the Atlantic to do this for you guys. Big podcast announcement that by the time you'll read this, maybe it's coming out next Tuesday. After lots of back and forth, you're going to be wanting listening to it. You're going to be wanting on the podcast and everything else. The big reveal next Tuesday. It's a massive win. We've been through lots of hoops. I'm going to give it to you next week. Look forward to it. And the next video I do, I'll be in Houston as well. So see you soon.